So right now we are filtering, clearing up our mead. Definitely want it bright and pretty. And I'm just watching to make sure that I'm not pulling any sediment because we want to keep it as clear as possible going into the filter. Looks good to me. Then we can check on the pressure. This guy is our actual filter. So we are currently filling it up with product, and it comes in from the bottom and fills up this chamber. It comes out right here. So we're just checking right now to make sure that it's more clear coming out than coming in. Check on our gallon rate. This tells us how fast we're going into the tank, also telling us how much product we have. And this would be our pressure. Definitely want to check on that, make sure we're not getting too high and bust our filter. Too much pressure and we can rip some holes in here, then it won't do its job. I'm looking to be around 10 psi. Right now I'm a little bit low, but that's okay. The product's already pretty clear, so it's not catching too much sediment. But definitely don't want to go over 20 psi. Go check our tank. Check to see how low we are. This is our sample port, so this will kind of just tell me how much I'm pulling. And once I get beneath here, I'll start paying a little more attention to the sight glass. And we're empty. And then this is connected to a racking arm, so you can see how this is pointing down. This indicates that there's a tube going inwards pointing down the tank, so it's actually pulling from down here, not right here. That way we can turn it and kind of avoid the buildup of the sediment on the bottom and pull only the good mead, clear mead. So the sediment could be fruit, leftover fruit, could be yeast. This one is juiciest, so it's our grapefruit mead. Looking to see how clear it is coming out of the tank. You can see very finely a little bit of cloudiness. That's okay, the filter will pick it up. Just looking to make sure that we don't pull any big patties of fruit or yeast. You just want to make sure you're always staying tight. You don't want any oxygen pickup. That can degrade the quality and the flavor of the mead. You can see the filter hasn't changed too much pressure. That's good. The more consistent, the better. We know that we're going at a steady flow. After we make the product, we like to let it sit for a few days and then cool down. And as the temperature drops, it'll pull the sediment to the bottom. And so we kind of wait until we see it sit at the bottom, and we can dump the very bottom of the tank and check to see how murky it is. But yeah, we call it crashing, which lets the cold sediment fully fall down. Then again, we'll just check to make sure it's clear coming out of the filter. That's the most important part. It looks great to me. We know it's doing its job. So we filter all of our meads. We definitely want them nice and clear. It's definitely a quality standard with mead. Yeah, in the wine and mead making world, we definitely look for clarity. It's a little more tricky at home. We're lucky to have this lenticular filter, but again, you could try to cold crash your mead. You could try to put it in the refrigerator and watch it slowly settle out. You could also package it in bottles and cold crash it in the bottles, put them in the refrigerator, and you'll see that sediment form a patty at the bottom of the bottle. It's a little more ideal to get it out before you package, but it's kind of a hurdle with doing it at home. You want something that will be in a housing and that can hold pressure. Yeah, I don't think a coffee filter would work. You could try it. Because we let it sit for a few days, we're able to go down pretty low because all that sediment dropped, and we could just continue dumping it from here. Keep releasing that dirty mead until we get only clear product, and that'll give us a better yield at the end and make the filter run a lot smoother. Just continue to check on it, make sure nothing weird happens. You want to get it almost completely finished in here. It's like the better the quality from the start, the better the finish. You really just want that filter to be polishing. You don't want it to do too much work. You can reduce a lot of the work that it has to do by doing your job on this side. Always tightening my tri-clamps. They seem to loosen up quite a bit in the cold. This one is 14,600 liters. It's actually our newest tank. First time we're filling it up. Very excited to have big tanks, more product, get a lot more product packaged. So right now I just want to check to see how clear it is coming from the bottom and determine if I want to filter from the bottom to get a little more product. Usually it's a little bit too hazy. There's too much fruit and yeast at the bottom typically. But this one did look really clear, so I might be able to get some more. As you can see, not the color I'm looking for. Pour myself a second sample. And you can see how different the color is. Quite orange, a little red. We're definitely looking for a clear yellow, so I don't feel comfortable pulling from the bottom. I'm gonna say that's the end of the run. And I can pull a glass of the finished product for comparison. Again, you can see how clear this is. Exactly what I'm looking for. And to me, that's what finished product looks like. That's what I'm looking for. Tastes amazing. Citrusy, grapefruity, not too sweet. A little bit of bitterness that we're looking for from the grapefruit. That's good.